everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial, and today we are returning once more to the Black Templars, and we are painting the all-new Execrator Chaplain. I meant to say Chaplain. Yes, this is the new Chaplain model. The Games Workshop have very kindly sent me early to build up and paint with all of you, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. So a massive thank you to them goes out for doing that, and well, we're just going to jump in and we're going to get started. So, colour we're going to be using first is some Black Legion, and we're going to be applying this over top of all of our Chaplains or Execrator black power armour. But we're also going to apply this over the top of the kind of joints and soft details in between the armour panels, just like we would on any other Space Marine. But it's worth mentioning at this point. So with all that Black Legion applied, we're then going to take some Drakenhof Nightshade. I'm going to apply this over the top. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is move on to a different colour, which is going to be some red. And the colour we're going to be using is Blood Angel's Red. We're going to be applying this over top of his robe, the grips of his weapons, and any of the paper trails that don't have a wax seal. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some Cygor Brown, and we're going to apply this over the top of the leather details. So this is going to be the belt and the holster. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some Skeleton Horde. We're going to apply this over top of the bones of the rib cage and the parchment and his helmet. And so with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Iron Warriors, and we're going to apply this over the top of, well, quite a lot of the remaining details. We're essentially going to go for anything that's kind of mechanical, sharp, and any chains, basically avoiding all the really decorative areas. So with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Runelord Brass, and we're going to apply this over top of all the remaining details. So with that all done, it's now time to add some shades. And the first of these is going to be some Carroburg Crimson. And we're going to apply this over top of all the red. And with that all done, we're then going to take some Seraphim Sepia. I'm going to use this to shade the bones. Just the bones though, we don't need to do the parchment. And then next up we're going to take some Nuln Oil. I'm going to use this over top of all the silver. And with all that Nuln Oil applied, we're then going to take some Agrax Earthshade. I'm going to apply this over top of all the brass. So with that all done, our Execrator is now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready. Excluding, of course, that tilting plate. Some of you will have noticed we've got a large white patch there. But that's okay. We're going to deal with that later. So, because we're now at Warhipster battle ready, what we need to do now is take it to the next level. And we're going to do this by adding some highlights. And the first of these is going to be some thinned down Thunderhawk Blue. I'm going to use this to highlight all the black armour. Here's a bit of advice for you. Concentrate when you're painting your miniatures, because you might forget which model you're basing. So I've put some stone and mud on the base. I didn't intend to. It just happened. Anyway, our next colour is going to be some thinned down Fenrisian Grey. I'm going to use this to add some little spot highlights to all of that black armour. So with that all done, it's now time to move on to another colour, and that's going to be all the red. And the colour we're going to be using to highlight this first is some thinned down Evil Sunz Scarlet. So with all that Evil Sunz Scarlet applied, we've actually just applied a little bit of Blood Angel's Red over the top of the eye lenses as well. But we didn't need to use any Evil Sun Scarlet over those. Just remembered to do it. But what we're going to do next is we're going to take some thinned down Fire Dragon Bright. I'm going to use this to add some little spot highlights to all that red. And this is where we are going to include the eye lenses, just by adding a little line going across the middle of each of them. So with that all done, it's now time to move on once again, and we're going to take some thinned down Screaming Skull. I'm going to use this to highlight all the bones and parchment. So with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Corax White. I'm going to use this to relayer the Templar crosses. Just like that sort of thing. We're also going to use this to add some tiny little lines of text to our red oath papers. Just like that sort of thing. And we're going to use this to relayer the top of our little tilting plate just here. So with all that Corax White applied, we've actually drawn in a little Templar cross just there on the bottom half. Completely forgot to mention it, but we've done that there as well, so more freehand. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take some thinned down white scar, and we're going to use this to highlight our solid white details. So this is going to be the little shield along here, and the Templar crosses on the shoulders. So with that all done, we're now going to take some Imperial Fist, and we're going to use this to draw a little checkerboard pattern on the white under here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by just kind of tracing out the lines basically, and we're going to take the Imperial Fist and we're going to draw a line coming down like that. And then I'm going to leave a little gap. And then we're going to draw another line. Coming down like that. And then we'll draw a third line on the other side of the rivet. Like so. Then we're going to go across. Draw a line like so. And then we're going to draw another line. Coming across like that. And then we just block in the checkers. So with that all done, it's now time to work on the metallics, and we're going to start with the sword. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a roughly 1-to-1 mix of Black Templar and Lamian Medium. We're going to do a bit of blending here. So we're going to start here at the tip of the sword on this half of the blade. I'm going to bring it down to around about halfway like that. I'm going to wash the brush touch off the water, and then we're going to blend it into the rest of the sword, like so. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other half of the sword around the power node. Like that. Wash the brush, touch off the water, and then blend into the sword blade. Like so. With that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down lead belcher. I'm going to thin it down roughly 4 or 5 parts water. Make it nice and runny. Make a nice shiny sort of glaze. I'm going to apply this over top of the areas where we didn't apply the Black Templar. Like that sort of thing. Then we're going to wash the brush once more. Touch off the water. And then we're going to blend it back the other way. Like so. And so with that all done, now what we're going to do is take some thinned down iron breaker. I'm going to use this to highlight all of the silver. And so with all that iron breaker applied, we're then going to take some thinned down Canoptek alloy. I'm going to use this to highlight all the brass. And so with that all done, we're now going to finish off our Execrator by taking some Cygor Brown. I'm going to use this to add just some little text lines to our bone parchment. And there we have it, with a very simple basing scheme that we started halfway through the video for some reason. Honestly, my brain sometimes. Our Black Templars Execrator is now finished. It's a very cool dynamic model, and I have it on good authority that it's pretty good in the game, so I suspect you're going to want 3 or 4 of these. The interesting part is the sword. The sword's just so good, I don't see why you would take it. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so by heading to patreon.com/warhipster, just like all of these wonderful, amazing people have done. And alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button below, exactly like these fabulous folks have done, scrolling up on the screen before you. There are so many of you out there that it really takes my breath away, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you do, as without you I wouldn't be able to keep making these Contrast Plus videos. And if you really like this video and you want to send me a little thanks, just click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.